evening, Bahamas. I'm Christina McNeil, and this is NB12 for Wednesday, June 8th, 2011, broadcasting from the Cable 12 studios on Robinson Road. In news tonight, recidivism is down in the Bahamas, but young Bahamian men are still being incarcerated at a high rate. PLP leader Perry Christie makes his contribution to the budget debate. BTC employees and union executives review separation package offers from the company, and the Trade Union Congress threatens action against Sandals Royal Bahamian Resort. Your NB12 starts right now. With the backdrop of what has repeatedly been described as an unacceptably high level of crime, in 2010 the prison incarcerated fewer inmates than any other period over the past 4 years, according to the 2010 annual report of Her Majesty's Prison. However, 2,374 people were incarcerated last year.
Of these, 94% were males and 88% were Bahamian. The statistics further show that 66% of the admissions were for males 35 years and younger, and only 25% of them were high school graduates. It is therefore logical to assume that most of the crimes being committed in our Bahamas are being carried out by young Bahamian males.
Meanwhile, a significant amount of resources is being dedicated to the fight against crime through the police and defense forces. In setting the budget for the Ministry of National Security, Turnquest says the Confiscated Assets Fund has helped supplement $17.4 million worth of resources for Bahamian law enforcement over the past 4 years. As of June 2011, the fund had a balance of $9.4 million, representing the seizures and confiscation of the proceeds of crime, specifically drug trafficking. Turnquest explained that in the past, funds have gone to the purchase of bulletproof vests, arms, and ammunition for the police force, a secondary school drug prevalence survey, and the purchase of an aircraft each for the police and defense forces. In the 2010-2011 fiscal year, $8 million from the Confiscated Asset Fund has gone to purchase recording equipment for interview rooms, 103 cars, buses, and trucks, 20 motorcycles, and 25 bicycles. Turnquest added that money from the fund is allocated after a strict assessment of what the money is being requested for and how it will impact the work of the requesting agency.
There's been a sharp decline in the return to prison rate due to several factors, not the least of which is a formal inmate pre-release classification and individualized sentence planning regime launched 5 years ago. The recidivism rate is now estimated to be 20%.
Meanwhile, the leader of the opposition struck out at the 2011-2012 budget, saying the damage has already been done to the Bahamian people with the tax increases prescribed by the previous year's budget. Addressing parliamentarians, Member of Parliament for Farm Road and Centerville, Perry Christie, said the time for government to bring relief for its people is when they're being beaten and battered by the economy. However, he says that time is already gone and the trauma has been experienced.
During the years 2008 to 2010, when Bahamians were losing jobs, losing homes, having their families torn apart, facing unbearably high electricity bills, having to live without electricity, and facing all manner of hardship, instead of bringing relief during those years, this government instead chose to heap increased taxation on the backs of the Bahamians. This much was admitted in the budget communication on page 4.
As for crime, Christie says there is no evidence that government's current strategies are working and improving the safety and reducing the fear of crime in the country.
We believe that the government's strategy on crime continues to be ineffective. And I'm going to address what the minister said today when he said, how could you say the police is effective and the government ineffective? The murders continue to increase at virtually twice the rate when we were in office. Serious crimes continue to increase. Bahamians, Mr. Speaker, have to be terribly frightened when they hear all the pronouncements of what the government is doing, and all hell continues to break out.